Welcome to this week's In the City, and I'm in the stadium today where I spoke to the gaffer about that one vital point last night which took us 2 spaces up the league as we head to game number 3 this week against Crystal Palace. But first, we look back at last night at the boys in action at the Britannia Stadium. Mark, you bounced back from the Arsenal loss last week with a good result last night.
Yeah, it was a credible point. I think it was never going to be an easy game up at Stoke. It was a very physical battle, and we knew that. And we had to match their physicality before we could actually get down and play. But we restricted them to 1 attempt on target, and arguably had the 2 best chances of the evening. So overall, another away point is a good point, well earned. Obviously,
Declan stepping in for Tails. What is actually wrong with Tails? How come he was out last night?
Yeah, he felt his calf slightly in the last 10 minutes against Arsenal. We got him off, and he did a fitness test yesterday. It wasn't quite right. He's travelled with us across to Crystal Palace, and we'll see how he is. But once again, it's competition for places, and young Declan has gone in and stepped in and done really well.
No, it was a really physical game last night. Lots of battles, one-on-one battles in particular. Quite reminiscent of a championship game, really.
Well, I was glad that when we did win it, the ball back in the breakdown in the transition, we actually managed to get the ball down and get and play some good stuff, especially in the mid period to the end period of the first half, and near the end again when the balls were raining in on our goalkeeper. We managed to play some nice passes out of that. So it's about keeping a calm head while you've got fire in your belly.
And another tough game coming up this weekend. Palace, of course, and the Pulis, they've got off to not a bad start under his reign.
Yeah, well, it's new manager always brings a boost to a football club, and an initial boost, and Tony's an experienced man, and Selhurst Park will not be an easy place to go, but it's another tough one for us. It's another team that are round about us, and we've got to go there with the belief and the confidence that we've shown in most of the season so far.
And let's talk about the travelling fans, vocal as ever last night.
Yeah, they were fantastic. I mean, Stoke's a good ground to go to. They are a good fan base at Stoke in terms of the way they sing for their team, and on a very cold evening in Stoke, our fans were immense behind the goals in that last 10-15 minutes. They really became a 12th man, and at the end when the boys were going off, that was the end. They were coming off at our fans, and they were exceptional. They'd be getting back at 1 o'clock in the morning and getting up, going to work this morning, and probably then paying on Saturday to go down to Croydon as well. So they put a lot of time and effort and passion into their football club, and we're glad we could reward them with a good performance last night.
I suppose we're quite lucky to have you here today because the team stayed up in London, haven't they?
Yeah, we've moved across country. We stayed in Leicestershire last night, and then moved down to London today. And we'll go across to South London tomorrow, and we'll get 3 training bases over the 3 days. The medical team, Richard Collins and his medical team, just felt that it was better for the team to do that than late night, come back in the middle of the night back to Cardiff and then travel across to London again. So they'll do that, and I'll catch up with them tonight in London.
How are you looking for Saturday's game injury-wise? Will Tails be back?
He'll certainly have a fitness test in terms of coming back into it again. We'll bring Craig Bellamy back over as well. He had a little tightness in his hamstring, and during the week that meant we couldn't risk him travelling with us. So he'll join the crew, and we'll test Andrew Taylor tomorrow morning probably. But other than that, it's a fully fit squad.
We've had a taste of our Great Dane back in action, and Andreas is hopeful to make the starting lineup very soon. But the gaffer was keen to focus on his long-term potential.
He's got to grab the jersey off the guy that's in situ at the moment, and he's playing well. Fraser Campbell had a really good game last night and led the line really well. Probably unlucky to not get a penalty last night and to see someone sent off for striking him. So he's done well. So it's about people that aren't in the team to try and oust the guys that are in the team. But Andreas is someone that's he's young. This is his 2nd week really training with the group again after a long-term injury, and he's desperate to get back in and involved. He's had a little dip in the last couple of weeks, and that'll be the way that it'll go. We've got to bed him into first team football. As I said, he's only 20 years old, and he's somebody that we see a lot of potential in for the long term here. But it's about making sure that people are ready when they do go in.
The manager went on to tell us why he's left the boys in London and returned to Cardiff for the afternoon.
got the new Visit Wales stand that we're launching with the government here today, who have kindly helped us with the sponsorship of one of our stands, and it's a partnership obviously that we want to flourish. You know, we're now looking at 700 million people worldwide that are looking at games, that looked at the last Sunday's game against Manchester United and seeing Cardiff on television, and it's something that we should all be proud of, our city, proud of a football club, and you know, ourselves and the government are trying to obviously promote that in a way that helps and benefits the community.
And how significant do you feel it is for Cardiff to represent the capital city of Wales in the Premier League?
It's very proud for everyone at the football club. It's something we've been striving for 51 years. We're now there. We've got to give the best account of ourselves possible on the pitch, but off the pitch we've got to look like a club that deserve to be in the Premier League and represent Wales in the way that Swansea have done. But Cardiff is a big city, and it's a city that can attract investment, and sport and business are things that have always been linked together. And I think that at the moment Cardiff City is something that's very much to the fore in terms of our country.
Club chairman Mehmet Dalman joined Malky Mackay at Cardiff City Stadium today for a question and answer session at the Visit Wales press conference. The chairman spoke to us and told us more about the afternoon.
I'm here to support Event Wales, which is something that I agreed to do, in fact, some time ago. And it sounds like it was a great day and very successful. So it was good for Cardiff City, myself and Malky to have played a role in that.
How significant is it that Cardiff are representing the capital city of Wales in the Premier League?
Well, I think it's very significant, and you know, not just Cardiff but Swansea, two Welsh clubs in the Premier League. I think it's a great advertisement for the country, not nationally but globally, and I think it's very significant that we both, you know, fight hard to stay in this league. And
the team have showed some steady progress so far in the league. Another great point last night.
It was a very good point, actually. I watched the game as you would expect me to do, and it was a difficult game. I think it was a physical game. I think we did really well to handle the physical side of that game, and you know, a point for us is 2-point loss for them, and obviously we have a tough game coming up this weekend as well, which in my opinion is another 6-pointer. But you know, the team is a good team, and we should be very proud of them. They adapted to Premier League football very well. I think they work as a unit very well, they work very hard, and some of the individual players are beginning to flourish. So I think there's every reason to be optimistic.
Well, we've obviously shown that we have a good form on the road, but certainly we had some fantastic results here.
Amazing, really, when you think about it. I mean, you go back to last year, the night that we got promoted. It's an experience I wouldn't swap for anything. And then this year, you know, Manchester City, Everton, Manchester United, and obviously the derby. What a great achievement. And against Tottenham, we played really well. I think we were very unfortunate to concede that last second goal, in effect. So overall, I think we're pretty satisfied. And
you said you wouldn't swap anything for the promotion night and that whole week.
Yeah.
I'm sure the fans would agree, and they've been fantastic this season so far, haven't they?
Look, I've seen football around the world. I've never seen fans like this. So much passion, so much belief, and so much expectation. And we will work very hard not to disappoint them. As you probably know, I've now started getting closer to the football fans. It's something that I think we need to do, and we're beginning to work much harder in that direction. And without them, you know, there's no point being here.
So you had a snippet of the boys' interest and knowledge in dance on last week's show. Here is what triggered that off. Some of the senior development and academy boys took centre stage alongside the Clod Ensemble, who led them through their final routine at an afternoon's workshop at the Millennium Centre. And didn't they do well? You look like you enjoyed yourself out there today.
I did, yeah. It was good. A bit apprehensive at first. But once we got into it, I think not only myself, I think the rest of the boys enjoyed it as well.
Yeah, real fun. It was good. Enjoyed it.
Different to the usual training.
Yeah, but I tend to do that in the living room every day, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, it was good. I was dreading it at the start, but once you got into it and warmed up and sort of lost your inhibitions, and I enjoyed it. Yeah, it was really good fun. Really good.
How about you, Rick?
Yeah, it was really enjoyable. Just something different. Just changing it up.
Yeah, it was good. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was good experience, to be honest. I did enjoy it, to be fair.
A bit different to usual training. Do you feel there's anything you can take? and incorporate into training on a regular basis?
Yeah, possibly. I certainly like the way that they use different techniques and things to get them in different mindsets for situations. You know, so if they need to be hyped up, they'll do a certain thing. If they need to be calm, they'll do a different walk. I'm not saying I'll dance around on the pitch to get my emotions different, but you know, the way they do things is certainly something that we can take from it.
I think relaxation, like the whole finger movement, I think I can use more of that on the pitch and relax instead of tensing myself up too much.
Probably the bit at the end, sort of rehearsing a bit of what they do in their actual show, so it's quite hard to remember it all. I didn't really, sort of got by, improvised a little bit, but that was good fun.